As we bring our awareness back to the moment, getting ready for this wonderful gift you've given yourself today, reminding you, breathe, right? The breath of life. Breathe at least twice as deep as you normally breathe, in and out through your nose. Let's bend the knees, step the feet up to the mat, and then bring the arms out like wings. As you exhale deeply, lower both knees together to either side of the mat. And as you inhale deeply, bring the knees back to center. And then exhale, lower both knees to the other side of the mat. Moving spinal twists. So exhaling the knees down to one side, inhale them to center, exhale them down the other side. Turn your head the opposite direction. The knees are dropping as you check in with the breath. Am I exhaling down? Relaxing. That's your exhale, relaxing. And inhale up. Exhale the other way. So as we get older, the calcification builds up in the spine. The elasticity of the disc loses its function, and you get a spine as old as you are. Yoga will give you a 20-year-old spine if the doctors haven't been in there, as we'll restore the youthfulness, the vigor, the strength. So this is a twisting, moving spinal twist. And also you'll get to be able to turn your head and back up your car again. But we'll be moving your spine 7 different ways today. This is just 2 ways, twisting side to side. And that will restore the youthfulness to the spine. And since all the systems of the body run off the spine, you'll begin to feel better. You'll even walk better, as we talked about that in one of our yoga off the mats. The energy is restored and everything opens up. When you're ready, let's release to center, and we'll bring the spine back to equanimity. Let's hug in both knees, but lift your head and shoulders up off of the mat. One hand on each knee as you spread the knees wide. The feet are as wide as the knees. Let's spread all 10 toes. And now the pose begins. As you exhale, just try to release. Spread open that groin a little bit. Each time you exhale, soften the 70 muscles in the face, just very relaxed face. So we have lymph nodes in the groin, our armpits, our neck. And we're going to be moving your lymphatic fluid around dramatically in a yoga class. You have more lymphatic fluid in your body than you have blood in the body. In America is under disease because they don't move around their lymphatic fluid enough. Let's release the head and shoulders down to the mat. Touch the bottoms of your feet together. So there's only one thing the legs can do when that happens. Interlace the fingers, flip the palms, bring those arms straight over your chest. Now, the pose begins. As you inhale, arch your back away from the mat. It's already arched. As you exhale, flatten it back down to the mat. Continue matching the breath with the movement. Inhale, arch the back. Exhale, release. You could breathe into the hands if you want as you continue that process, the wrists, the forearms. As your awareness moves around the body, you're opening up the entire intelligence of the universe into your body. You're releasing all of that energy as you do a yoga class. Let's now compound what we're doing. As you inhale and arch the back away from the mat, bring those flipped palms up over your head, maybe touching the pinkies to the floor or rug behind you. As you exhale and flatten the back down on the mat, bring the hands back over the heart. So this is a bound angle, pelvic tilts. Continue matching the breath with the movement. We'll do a few more. Okay, so Lysandra, your feet are on the mat. Feet on the mat. And spread and touch the bottoms of your feet together. Touch the bottoms of your feet together. Now the legs go out. Good. Let's do a few more. Keep your butt down, Gary. No, keep your butt down. Inhale, arch the back. Just the back. No, just the back. Can you move that? That's what we're doing. We're opening you up. Inhale, arch that, set down.
Set it down. Inhale, arch the lower back. And set it down. We're not lifting the butt. One more. Inhale, arch the lower back. There we go. And set it down.
When you're ready, release. Let's bend the knees, step the feet up to the mat. Bring the arms to the side body. Arch pose. Inhale, lift the butt. Exhale, lower the butt. So we're moving in a little more back bend. We'll move the arms in a minute. But you can bring the arms to the side body. It'll probably be the easiest. Since you know the drill, now inhale, lift the butt. Bring both arms over your head, maybe touching the back of the hands to the floor or mat behind you. Exhale, butt comes down, both arms really return to where they started. So you're contracting on the inhale, right? Expanding, coming back down on the exhale. The breath is everything in a yoga class. I like to say, you've had your breath your whole life, you might as well use it to open up your body. Let's do a few more arch pose with moving arms. As you're doing these last couple, you can think about bridge pose. For some of you regulars, you remember what that looks like. So when you're ready, let's find bridge pose. Release down. Knees are still bent. Feet are still on the mat. Now, for bridge pose, you lift the butt, interlace the hands underneath the butt. Straighten your arms so you can rock side to side, trying to get the shoulder blades together underneath you. And then move the feet closer to the hands and lift the butt up to the heavens. Holding here as you soften the face and breathing in this wonderful back bend. You can't get a 20-year-old spine without doing back bends. And America doesn't know that. Grab your ankles if your feet are close enough to the hands, and that will get you a little higher as your body is saying, thank you for opening up the blockages that have been around for decades. Thank you for creating more space in the body so that I can create new energetic pathways, helping you come back to perfection. Give me 3 more deep breaths. Carol Lucas is rocking today. When you're ready, release out and hug in your knees. So hug in the knees, because we did a little back bend, bringing the spine back to equanimity. So your body has its own intelligence. You cannot think through a yoga class. Your body will tell you if it's something that it wants. And again, most of America, only 11% do yoga, think themselves out of a yoga class. And that's that belly working. That mind can get us into a lot of trouble. Let's do banana. Straighten the legs out on the mat and see if you can grab opposite forearms. And just relax those arms over the top of your head. So banana, make a note of how flat you are on the mat. And stay nice and flat, but walk both of your feet, your legs are straight, off to one side of the mat. Keep walking them until you find a nice, both feet together, until you get a nice lateral bend of the lower body. Good. When you get that lateral bend, then scooch your head, shoulders, and arms towards your feet, and now you look like the letter C, or a banana, right? And then bring in the breath. So this is a lateral bend. So for some of you regulars, I'll be a little more emotional today, as I have 1 hour to try to show some people that are new to my class the best yoga class that I can possibly teach. Compacting yoga in 1 hour is difficult. Not only the philosophy before class, but the benefits during. So if I may be barking a little and whatnot, this is it. This is my only shot. When you're ready, let's find banana on the other side. Walk your feet back to center and keep walking them. You're finding your lateral bend on the other side, right? And you're trying to stay flat. Okay, so you're Nancy, bring your feet over here a little more. Okay, good. And see if you can stay flat. This is a lateral bend of the spine. Okay, So you don't need to go forward much. Just breathing here as you surrender to this. So over the years, we build up toxins in the body. They can be physical ones, pesticides, preservatives, whatever you eat. But you also have, believe it or not, emotional toxins, trauma experiences, belief systems, and they build up in the body. And America's stressed out. When you do a yoga class, it's like a washing machine cleaning you out. That's why you feel so much better. That's why your life can be transformed from a yoga practice. Let's hug in the knees. And it's a 5,000-year-old science of health. It's a science. Give me a few more hugs here, and we'll move into your favorite part of the practice, bicycles. So let's go into bicycles. Straighten one of the legs, but keep your feet off. Bring the hands behind the head. As you exhale, cross over, maybe touch the elbow to the knee. As you inhale, come back to center. Exhale, cross over the other side. Inhale, come back to center. There's no hurry here. You're matching the breath with the movement. So you should begin to feel this now. I know how disappointed you're going to be when we have to quit. But let's do 4 more. 1, 2. So you don't have to go hard and heavy. 3. To open up your body and get the benefit. Release down. Set your head and shoulders down on the mat. Keep your knees bent. For yoga, you can move slowly and get the same benefit. But here in the West, we've always thought about beating up the body, and it hasn't got us anywhere but knee replacements, hip replacements, and the whatnot. Take either ankle, place it on the knee. Push that closest thigh with the same hand as you bring awareness to that hip. And then flex that top foot so the toe is pointing toward the knee. You fuse the ankle. That ankle now is one piece. Reach through with both hands, grab the back of the thigh that holds the ankle, and pull those legs up to the heavens. Maybe dropping the head back down in modified pigeon as you breathe here, opening up the hip. So you'll grab the left thigh, Gary, if you can. Okay, then you'll be very careful. You'll be very careful. Do the other one. Okay, let's start over. Place your feet down, Nancy. Bring either ankle on the knee. Okay, now keep the ankle where it is. Grab the back of this thigh. That's it. Pull them up. Pull them up. You okay? Mm-hmm. Can you lay the head back? Breathe, Nancy. Just explore your hip. Be very careful. Make sure you're breathing. Okay? So you got the right one replaced?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I had hip.
Okay. When you're ready, release that side and find the other side. Right? Place the other ankle on the knee. Push that closest thigh, bringing awareness. Go ahead, you can use your hand. When you're ready, reach back with both hands, grab the back of the thigh that holds that ankle. And breathe. Did you switch sides, Nancy? Did you switch sides? Okay, good. Then you look good. And we'll be done with this in a minute, so the best thing you can do with your yoga is be patient. They say, you do your yoga, everything will come to you. but we want to be patient. Give me a few more deep breaths. Whenever you're ready, release. Take a break and do nothing. You can release the breath, no more deep breathing. Just take a break. So the resting is as important as the process. We don't do enough of that. We're racing around all the time. Okay, so you're going to need your block in a few moments. You can begin to visualize how you're going to maneuver your body to table pose. We won't need the block just yet, but leave it close by. When you're ready, see if you can work your way to table pose. Table pose, you're on your hands and knees. Hands are under the shoulders, shoulder width, knees are hip width. If you need more padding, let me know. This is an interactive class. I want you to feel like this is your friendly neighborhood yoga studio. So you just say, hey, Tim. Or you can get up and find another mat. I want you to be comfortable. Today, we're going to rotate the hands to the outside. Maybe getting the fingers of at least one hand pointing toward the knee. If you want to go for the burn, then you can rotate both hands toward the knees. If you just do one, after a time, you'll switch to the other. Also, curl the toes of the feet and then rock front to back for a moment. Did you just make a face? Marty? I think Marty, right? Is it Anita or Marty?
I'm Marty.
Marty just made a face. You want to soften the face. You want to surrender to this, right? Now, stop in the middle. Let's do some cat-cows. Exhale, round the back. Chin goes to the chest. And then you inhale, and you arch the back. You push the belly to the mat. Head looks straight ahead or up. Exhale, round the back, chin to chest. That's cat back. Inhale, arch the back. Push the belly to the mat. Look straight ahead or up. That's cow back. Continue matching the breath with the movement. This is a wonderful way to move the whole of the spine. Okay, as you exhale, the chin drops to the chest and you round. Chin has to drop. We need to stretch the cervical spine to get mobility in that neck, right? So you're moving the head too, as the head is part of the spine. Exhale, chin to chest, round the back. Inhale, push the belly to the mat, arch the back, look straight ahead. And do a few more. If you are doing one hand, then you can rotate to the other hand. If you're doing two hands, just hang in there. Let's do a few more cat-cows. Good. That's it. Arch that back, push the belly to the mat. Let's do two more cats and two more cows. So as we get into a relaxation response, you begin to heal yourself. You're slowing your mind down right now. You're doing very little. You're not thinking about too much. Let's release back out when you're ready. Drop down to your forearms. Roll the wrists. Open and close the hands. And take a moment. 80% of doctor's visits are stress-related. And yoga will get you relaxed. And the body wants perfection. The body knows how to get perfection. Most people don't. They didn't create themselves. So yoga will help you get back to that. Let's come back up to table pose. This time conventional table. Just your hands are right under the shoulders. The toes are uncurled. Straighten your right leg straight back. Hold it at hip height. And hang out here a moment. You establish your breath again, nice and deep. Let's move that whole right leg over to the left side. Look over your left shoulder and see if you can see that right foot. So this is a lateral bend of the spine.
You're bending it. You're breathing. But you're also strengthening the body. Might as well throw in stronger bones, weight-bearing exercises. Let's set that knee down. Extend the left leg straight back, holding it there a moment. You're breathing, right? The face is soft. You're not straining. Let's move that whole left leg to the right. Look over your right shoulder. See if you can see your own foot as the breath continues. You're just hanging out. No big deal. Well done. When you're ready, set that knee down. So we've moved the back front to back. We've moved it laterally. Let's twist it. Take the back of your right hand. Set it on the mat. You flip the hand over. Thread that right hand between the left hand and the left knee. Keep threading it until you can set that right shoulder down on the mat. When you get your head down, see if you can turn your head to the heavens. Then maybe get the back of your hand, of the left hand, to the lower back. And then twist that shoulder just a little bit up to the heavens. Thread the needle. I'm coming. Stay there, Gary. I was going to help your wife first. Let's see what happened. Let's see where you're at. Come back up. Bring this hand. Thread it. Bend this arm. See if you can get this shoulder down. There you go. Keep going. You're fine. Hang out there a minute. You okay? Take this hand. See if you can get it right here. Then hang where you are. Just breathe. You're twisting the back. When you're ready, give me another breath or two. Keep going, Gary. Now see if you can get your left arm behind your back, Gary. And then twist that shoulder open. Twist it open. Yeah, just hold a minute. Remember, you'll be a little sore tomorrow. That's perfect, Nancy. Now come on up. Remember, everybody in 5,000 years of yoga has been a beginner. There's no ego in yoga. It doesn't matter. Now take your left hand, thread it between the right hand and right knee. Are you okay? Yeah. Keep threading it and set that shoulder down. Don't overdo it. So left hand now. Just flip it over. We have to thread this through here. Keep threading it. It's on the floor. There you go. And then the right arm, if you can get it behind the back, and just kind of open that shoulder a little bit. So this is thread the needle. It's on our practice sheet. It just so happens you caught me on this particular pose. I can tell you though, the next time you do this, or the next time, you won't have as much challenge, so don't sweat it. When you're ready, release and find child's pose. Take a break. So child's pose, your knees are wide on the mat, your big toes are touching. Sit your butt back towards your heels. Drop your head down and your forearms. Take a break. Release the breath. Take a break. So now we have a little inversion. If you can get your head down where the head is below the heart, and you're massaging and oxygenating the most important gland of your body, your pituitary gland. Who's to say, just going upside down today, what kind of changes will take place in your body? As your body is a process, it's always changing. You get a brand new body every 7 years. All the 90 trillion cells of your body are replaced. All your DNA is replaced. And your hypothalamus gland of the brain is also being stimulated and massaged because it's moving. You're upside down. And the hypothalamus tells the adrenal glands when to excrete adrenaline. And most of America has adrenaline in their system because they're in the stress mode. They're not relaxing. They're not breathing deep. And of course, your pineal gland is also in your brain. When you're ready, let's come back up to table pose. And now we'll have some real fun. Bring your block. Did I hear somebody complain? You don't even know what we're doing. But bring the block. Now, you're in table pose. See if you can step your right foot up to the hands. Now you have both hands on the inside
of the right foot. Bring your right arm straight up to the heavens from the shoulder, twisting the back again as you breathe. Maybe you're able to go beyond straight up to the heavens. As you breathe, as you exhale, you're twisting. You're trying to look up at your fingertips and you're breathing. This is the easy side. When you're ready, release that hand down. See if you can kiss it up against the right leg. Move this foot up under the knee. You know what I mean? So you get better. And then bring the left arm up to the heavens. Is that right? Is that the other arm? Okay. So the left arm comes up. Try to follow the hand with your eyes and chin. Breathing here. That's the other arm. Okay. We're still on the right foot, Nancy. And you're fine. You're doing fine. Take your right foot up. We're still on the right. And when you're ready, go ahead and release back down. We just brought the left hand up. Now, so your right foot is up. Let's come up to kneeling. Bring the block in your left hand. Set that block near your left knee. That's your balance. See if you can't flip the right foot to the top of the foot. Did you see what I did? Now I'm on the top of the foot. And then that block trickles back a little bit, if you can do it. This is that challenge that we sprinkle in every practice. And then find a little cobra back bend here. Oh yeah, breathing here. So we're opening up the toes. And if you can, this is fine. If you're challenged, don't sweat it. The thing I always like to say, there's always another pose coming down. And then you can release. Maybe you're able to balance enough to grab the block in the right hand. You're still on the right foot. Bring that block back behind the right foot and give me another, oh yeah, kneeling cobra back bend with a foot flip sprinkled in. Doesn't get much better than this. When you're ready, you can relax out. What? What's all the noise in the faces? Release back to table pose. Pigeon. Gary, you're gonna move your left knee, right? Not your right. When you're ready, bring your right knee, unless your name is Gary, all the way up between your hands. And then scoot that right foot 6 inches to the left. Gary, you scoot your left 6 inches to the right. And then walk that back leg back, coming until you get a good stretch in the hip. And I'm going to come over there in a minute because I want to make sure this is okay for you. And then drop your forearms down to the mat. Release your head. Take a little break. Okay, you're fine right there, Gary. Stretch out that left hip. How's it going, Nancy? What's going on? How's it going? Okay. Bring the right knee up. That's your left knee. Now, just leave it there. Scoot this leg back a little. So now, good. Now scoot this foot over that way to your left. Good. No, scoot just a foot. Perfect. Now just scoot that back leg back a little more. Until you feel a good stretch in the hip. And then drop down your forearms. And your mind now, your awareness, the entire intelligence of the universe is now in your hip. Not my hip, right? You're stretching out your hip. So yoga is going to make you juicy, right? You can be rigid or you can be juicy. Choose wisely. That's all we're doing, is we're restoring youthfulness. And yoga is the only thing I've found that accomplishes that. If someone else has a better way to do that, let me know and I'll follow a different path. So let's find a little roosting pigeon. So you'll just come up a moment and move 20 degrees to your right and roost back down again.
On your elbows or on your hands?
You're just going to move 20 degrees to your right and then roost down. The legs haven't changed. So not roasting pigeon, right? Roosting. Roosting. Okay, the full expression of pigeon. If you don't get this full expression, just know that I've been here going on 3 years, and there are people in this room that could not do the full expression of pigeon when they first tried it. When you're ready, you're going to stay with the legs. Haven't said anything about changing that. Come over from roosting to center. Come up on your fingertips. Keep coming up on your fingertips. And this is pigeon. Pigeons walk around like this, right? Now, if you're far enough up, you can bend that back leg and grab a hold of the foot. And now you're in the full expression of pigeon. And then head comes back to center, chest opens up, and you're just hanging out here, enjoying a back bend, a hip opener, a little leg stretch, and a lot of other things. Give me a few more breaths. Whenever you're ready, release to child's pose. Gracefully find child's pose. Child's pose, you're on your hands and knees. Knees are wide on the mat. Big toes are touching. Sit back towards your heels. Drop down to your forearms. Take a break. What's going on over there, Anita? Yoga is the best thing you can do for your body with the least amount of effort. You can go to the gym or you can go to boot camp, but you're not going to get all the benefits. You're not going to get a 20-year-old spine. You're not going to get juicy. But also you can get stronger with yoga, right? We have people all the time with bone density scans that are improved. Your agility will be better. Your balance will be better. When you're ready, let's do the other side. So you're now in table pose. Table pose, you're on your hands and knees. Hands are under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Step your left foot up to the hands. All the way up. The foot comes up. Not pigeon. We're the foot. We got pigeons coming up. Both hands on the inside of the left foot. Both hands on the inside, Lysandra. When you're ready, bring the right arm up. Check that. Bring the left arm up to the heavens. The easy side first is left. My mistake. Breathing here as we twist, trying to look up to the hands. And you're just breathing, letting that exhale. As the exhale hits, you'll use that, surrendering, that relaxing, to maybe give me another inch of twist. This is the easy side. When you're ready, set that hand down. Kiss it up against that arm. Kiss it up against the left leg. And then bring your right arm up to the heavens. You'll notice there's a place where you lose your balance. But if you drive through it, then the leverage comes in with the left, and you're able to work your way up. Give me one more. Exhale. Give me one more millimeter. That millimeter may make all the difference in opening up the blockages. When you're ready, release out. Now your left foot's up. This is the funnest part for you, of course. The block now is in the right hand, and you come up to kneeling. Set the block near your right knee. This is your balance. You want me to cool it down in here? See if you can now drag that left foot back far enough to flip it over to the top of the foot. Now you're on the left. And then walk that block back and give me a nice back bending cobra. Right? But we're on the top of the foot. Gary, look at her foot. You flip the foot. We're not on the toe. Flip it over. That's still not flipped over. All the way over to the top of the foot. That's it. Let's open up the toes. When you're ready, maybe you can balance well enough to come back to center and switch blocks. That's what we're trying to do. We're flipping the foot. We're flipping it. This is where we're at, here. And then find the other side when you're ready. Do the best you can. There's no ego in yoga. It doesn't matter. We're trying to move in to a back bend. And this is the challenge that we sprinkled in today. And there's usually a little bit sprinkled in every class. You can release when you're ready. Now, Denise, we can do pigeon. Gary, you take a break. I'm going to come over. I'm going to show you something. Now slide your left knee up to the hands. And you need to scoot that left foot to the right about 6 inches. And then scoot that back, right leg back as you stretch out the hip. And then release your forearms down. Release your head. Enjoy your pigeon. And it's said that the toxins that build up in your body are emotional toxins, experiences, traumas, beliefs. They can store up in the hips, as the hips are the tightest muscles we have. The hips can hold all that in, so it's not just cake and ice cream that we can get the hips working. Okay, so you're saying this one, right?
This is the hip I had replaced.
Okay, good. Let's see if you can step the left foot up. And then step it up just a little more. Good. Now here's what I want you to do. Just give me a few groin drops. Just don't go too deep. Just a little bit. And then see if you can get both hands here on the inside. And just stay there resting. Just bend the elbows a little. Just let the head go as you stretch out the groin and hip. Let's find roosting pigeon. When you're ready, just leave the legs where they are. Just lift up a little bit and walk 20 degrees to your left. And then roost back down. Carol's way ahead of me. Carol got some appointment to go to? And as you're breathing here, you can be thinking of the full expression of pigeon. When you're ready, let's find the full expression of pigeon. Leave your legs where they are. Walk your hands back to center. Remember now, you're going to walk the hands. Come on up. Come on up. Keep walking the fingertips back. The farther you get your trunk back, the closer you are to bending that back leg and grabbing it with the right hand. And then your head comes back to center as you breathe here. Well done. Whenever you're ready. Release to child's pose. Take a break. Child's pose, your knees are wide on the mat. Your big toes are touching. You sit your butt back towards your heels. Release your forearms down to the mat. Release your head. Take a break. So whatever is bothering you, just Google yoga for migraines, yoga for vertigo, yoga for arthritis. And you'll see all the marvelous stories you can read. It goes on and on. So we're going to make our way in a few minutes to standing. And stay with me here. We still have about 12 minutes left of class. So keep your focus. Keep your awareness. And don't forget, when we do our movements, we're breathing. So when you're ready, let's make our way up to downward dog. You can push in the table pose. Table pose, you're on your hands and knees. And then curl the toes under and push up to downward dog. So now we have another inversion. If you get a little tired from this, then just gently set the knees back down. So what happens over time, your organs of your body, they lose their functionality. They sag, something called gravity. If we don't go upside down, we can't restore the youthfulness, the functionality to the organs of the body. Let's step your right foot up to the hands. If you can't get it there, reach back and step it on up to the hands. And then set that back knee down to the mat. And now come up to kneeling. Now, that front foot, step about a half foot forward. And give me a few groin drops. Now, see if you can curl that back toe and keep it curled and find prayer arms to the left, to the right. Once you get your prayer arms, good luck. See if you can lift up that back knee up off the mat. Yeah, lift that knee up off the mat. Push into the foot and lift up the back knee. Set that knee down. Step that foot back just a little bit. One hand on either side of that front foot. Curl the toe in the back. Come back to lunge. Step the front foot back to downward dog. Step the left foot up to the hands. If you can't get it there, reach back with the left hand. Pull it on up there. Get it up by the hands. And you can get there any way that you can. It doesn't matter. And then set that back knee down. Step that left foot forward about a half foot length. Curl the back toe. And then find prayer arms to the left. Hang in there. When you think you have a nice balance with prayer arms, go like this, Anita. Now this goes here. When you think you have a nice balance with prayer arms, see if you can lift that back knee up off the mat. Don't sweat it. This is an advanced move. Carol, Lucas, excuse me. I heard what you said. I just couldn't believe it. When you're ready, bring your hands down to the mat. Lift that back knee up in lunge. And bring the back foot to the front foot. Forward fold. So now you have forward fold. You're taking a break. Your fingers are by the toes as you take a moment. So let's enjoy more inversion. If your legs are straight, you can bring more fingertips down to the mat. If you can't straighten the legs, bend the knees, barely touch the fingertips to the mat, and that's your anchor, and then try to straighten the legs. Take another moment with that. Well done. When you're ready, come up to standing. So there is some challenge sprinkled in, but we've had harder classes. But hey, that's what's on the sheet. Come over and check it later. Toe flippers, right? Prayer pose, prayer arms to lunge. So our balance today is hand to big toe. I'll show you two ways. You're trying to get the two fingers, right? Take me to your leader fingers on the big toe. And then try to get a nice posture here. This gives you the leverage, and maybe get the leg out here or here. Okay? Now, you can also use the strap. The easiest way to use the strap is to place it on the ball of the foot. Crane with both hands the foot up. And then notice it's the same hand. It's my left leg, left hand, and try to straighten the leg in any way you can. It could be down here. Just work on your balance. When you're ready, you have 2 minutes. Have fun. Both legs. And either way, yeah, no, not at the same time.
Don't break my concentration.
And now your feet have 72,000 nerve endings on the bottom. And most feet need a hard surface to balance. Okay? So Gary and Nancy, I would recommend at least experimenting what your feet prefer, whether it's on the hard surface or the sponge. Okay? Everybody's feet are different. Most feet, when you're balancing, they like a hard surface so they can find themselves. But it's a personal preference.
You're a ballerina.
You have 1 minute.
That's as straight as I can go.
That's not bad. You push your toe toward me as you pull it toward you, and then you'll get more leverage to straighten. And that's the relationship between two opposing forces that give you the leverage you need. "35 seconds. 20 seconds. So you can begin. Let's go ahead. Oh, I'd like to see it. I was in the gym pulling myself across the room with a rope, and the slider slipped, and I ended up scratching my foot. I kept going, though. I got there. When you're ready, you can gently make your way back to the mat. Just as gently as a feather, let us all sit down together. So let's wind down with a little seated sequence. Just have your legs in front and bend your right leg. And grab a hold of that right foot with both hands. See if you can bring it on up. Just breathing here a moment. Straightening it if you can. If you can't straighten it, no biggie. But we're stretching here, right? The armpits have lymph nodes in it. By the way, when you move the neck side to side and move it, your thyroid and parathyroid gland of the throat being stimulated, which regulates your metabolism. Let's bend that leg. Set it on the other side of the right leg. Twisting. That's your right leg, so hug it with your left arm. And take your right hand behind you on the mat. Inhale, push the right hand into the mat. Sit up tall. Exhale, twist to your right. You're looking behind you. Can you see behind you as you exhale your way? Twisting to the right. If you're breathing deeply, your diaphragm in a twist like this massages your liver, your kidneys, and your spleen. And that's what happens. It's like a washing machine when you do yoga, cleaning you out on your physiological level as well as the physical level, opening you up. And psychologically, you may make changes as well. Let's release back to center. Bring that right foot still on the right. Set the toes next to the knee. Adjust your butt, your sit bones, so you're going forward. And bring your left hand to the left toes, right hand to the left forearm. Release the head. And bring in the breath here, and head to knee. Use your strap. Grab your strap. Throw it up. If you can't touch the toes, throw it up over the front foot. And breathe as you relax yourself down toward the knee. And always remember, if one thing you remember today, in 5,000 years of yoga, everyone's been a beginner. See if you can grab down here. Release the head and breathe. Open up the body. So this is head to knee pose. We have about 10 different seated poses. And most of them you can go head to knee. Give me 3 or 4 more deep breaths. When you're ready, release back out. Straighten both legs. We've turned the corner. So bend that left leg. Grab that left foot on each side. Bring it on up. Breathing here as you explore. The thing about yoga, we're moving the body in places you may not have moved in decades. And that's a good thing. Awkwardness is a good thing. Opening up, creating more space for healing. When you're ready, let's bend that left leg, place it on the other side of the right leg, adjusting sit bones. This is Lord of the Fishes pose, or half Lord of the Fishes pose. That's your left leg. Hug it with your right arm. Take your left hand behind you on the mat. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, twist to your left. And keep going. As you exhale, 90 trillion cells in your body get smaller, so you're able to twist on the exhale, holding here, breathing, letting the diaphragm massage those organs. And the kidneys and the liver, the two cleaners of the body, right? And when you massage them, they're saying thank you very much. Let's go ahead and release out. Last pose of the day, bring the left toes near that right knee. Adjust your sit bones forward. And use the strap if you can't get the toes, but bring the right hand to the toe, left hand, releasing head to knee. Breath comes in as you try relaxing your way into head to knee, a bent leg pose. Give me a few more deep breaths. So this is calming to the nervous system. Anything head to knee, you may feel as you come up, oh. When you're ready, releasing out. Finding the most important pose in 5,000 years of yoga, your final resting pose. When you lie down, let's do a few arch pose though. Bend the knees, lift the butt up and down. We just did a forward fold. This is a counter pose for the forward bending we just did. So practice is over, but we need to bring the spine back to equanimity. After a time, maybe 7 or 8 of those, definitely hug in both knees as you traction or stretch that spine. After 5 or 6 breaths there, find the most important pose in all of yoga. In this position, the thoughts you have now have 100 times more effect than they did before we started our practice. You might consider doing some affirmations every day in every way. I'm becoming healthier and healthier. Every day in every way, I'm becoming more illuminated. Whatever you happen to be working on have 100 times more power than when we started. So shut down the eyes. In 5 minutes, I'll ring the chime and we'll go from there. Great job. As you slowly bring your consciousness back to the moment, take all the time you need, stretch out any way that works best for your body. Eventually, carefully, mindfully make your way to a comfortable seated position. So as you know, I won't be here next week teaching. I've worked 3 years at this business without a break, and I'm going to take a week off, so I won't be teaching next week. Let's bring our hands together near the heart center. As always, thank you all for such a wonderful effort sharing your practice today with me and with each other. Gary and Nancy, thank you for being here as we dedicated this class to you. We hope to see more of you. Best of luck with your yogic journey. Today's closing is from Anonymous. Someone gave me, and she didn't want credit, although she said it was from Anonymous. Since I'll be taking the Thanksgiving week off, a turkey is a funny bird. Its head goes wobble, wobble. All it knows is just one word, gobble, gobble, gobble. I hope the rest of your day is filled with unfeathered freedom. Namaste. No, you had to lighten it up a little bit, right?